protecting rhinos in Africa, watching for a supermoon, and a kangaroo boxing match. All reasons why Fridays are awesome on CNN Student News. I'm Carl Azus, broadcasting from the CNN Center in Atlanta, Georgia. First up, the first time a pope spoke before the U.S. Congress. Pope Francis addressed American lawmakers yesterday. The leader of the Roman Catholic Church, the largest denomination of the world's largest religion, discussed religious issues, saying it's important today that the voice of faith continue to be heard. He also discussed political issues, referring to immigration, abortion, the environment, the death penalty. Some of his statements, as you might expect, got mixed reactions from U.S. lawmakers. After his speech, the Pope left the House of Representatives to pray and eat lunch with about 300 of the capital's homeless.
Its name means to set out for a place, and for Muslims around the world, that place is the holy city of Mecca. The Hajj has begun for millions of Muslims, with pilgrims making their way toward Islam's most sacred site, a cube-shaped building called the Kaaba, located in the Grand Mosque. For daily prayers, Muslims face this structure from any given point in the world. They are also required, if able, to make this pilgrimage at least once in their lives, and then walk 7 times around the Kaaba counterclockwise in a ritual called the Tawaf. The Grand Mosque's gleaming minaret soars skyward. Pilgrims hear criers perform the daily prayers from these towers, calling the faithful 5 times a day. Fanula Sweeney, CNN.
It was during a Hajj ritual known as the stoning of the devil that a massive stampede occurred yesterday. A Saudi official said there was a sudden surge in the crowd as it headed toward the ritual site. More than 700 people were killed and over 800 more were injured. It happened despite the Saudi government's efforts to make the Hajj safer for the 2 million pilgrims who attend each year. It is a logistical challenge having so many people in such a relatively small space. This year's tragedy is one of a number of stampedes and other deadly events that have happened at the Hajj since the 1980s. There are 5 remaining species of rhinoceros on the planet, and 4 of them are endangered. One main reason is poaching. According to SaveTheRhino.org, killing these animals, usually for their horns, is dramatically increasing across Africa. There are international efforts to protect the mammals. In Kenya, a northern white rhino, the last known male in the world, is under 24-hour guard. But rhinoceros horns are so valuable on the black market, selling for as much as $5,500 per ounce, that the battle to protect the animals in South Africa is often a losing one.
Heavily armed rangers in South Africa looking for rhino poachers, but searching everyone.
What's wrong with this trailer?
They've come to lay a trap. Here, conservation is looking a lot more like a bush war.
We've always got to look and try and put ourselves into the poacher's shoes and try and think like a poacher.
To do that, rangers like Josiah Svaloy train for months to read the signs of the bush.
He's saying that anything out of the ordinary, it's important to look out for it and call it in, because this is out in the bush. Litter, footprints, broken branches, it all could mean that poachers are around.
Poachers normally work in small groups with a heavy caliber weapon to shoot the rhino, small arms to protect against rangers. Sometimes they hack the horns while the rhino is still alive. Those horns are more valuable than gold, fueled by Asian demand where they are falsely believed to have medicinal qualities. And the poachers are moving deeper into South Africa. No longer confined to the country's eastern border, the war is now coming from within.
Unfortunately, the feet on the ground with a gun that kill a poacher, I believe, is the wrong way forward. We're causing more resentment, more hatred towards our wildlife, towards conservation as a whole, than we are any good.
But he says all they can do now is train like a military force and fight fire with fire.
Tonight.
But they're outmanned, outgunned, and often outmaneuvered.
The times that the information's good, and you knock the guys. But it doesn't happen every day.
No arrests tonight, but no rhinos taken.
Let's see who's watching and making a roll call request at CNNStudentNews.com. Tassis, the American school in England, is online. Great to see you this Friday in Surrey, near London. Who's next? Fairmont High School is next. The home of the Firebirds is in Kettering, Ohio. And from Anderson, South Carolina, we salute the Patriots. They're from Robert Anderson College and Career Academy. There's a significant celestial situation showing up Sunday. It'll be visible in the U.S., Europe, Africa, and Western Asia, and it involves the moon. First, it'll be at perigee. The moon has an elliptical orbit around the Earth, and on Sunday night, it'll be at the closest point in that orbit, so it'll look huge, what some call a supermoon. Second, there's going to be a lunar eclipse. It'll give the moon a reddish tint, what some call a blood moon. The last time a supermoon and a blood moon coincided was in 1982. The next won't be until 2033.
A lunar eclipse happens when the sun, the earth, and the moon line up in a straight line in space, with the earth smack in the middle. The sun shines light on the earth, which casts a shadow, and as the moon moves deeper into that shadow, it appears to turn a dark reddish color. Why red? Because the atmosphere is filtering out the blue light. Some people have nicknamed this effect the blood moon. NASA says that lunar eclipses typically happen at least twice a year, but not all of them are total. There are actually 3 different types. A penumbral eclipse is when the moon passes through the outskirts of the Earth's shadow. NASA says this is so subtle you might not even notice. A partial eclipse is when the moon dips into part of the Earth's shadow, but not all of it, so only a portion of the moon turns dark. A total eclipse is the best. That's when the entire moon is in the Earth's shadow, turning it that deep red color. And rarely, a total lunar eclipse coincides with a supermoon, which is when the moon is in the closest part of its orbit to Earth and looks bigger and brighter. This only happened 5 times in the entire 20th century. Remember, you don't need a telescope or any special equipment to view a lunar eclipse, but having binoculars or a telescope might make it more fun. Either way, just go outside, find the moon, and enjoy.
Before we go, well, it starts with a kangaroo boxing a hippo, in this case a toy hippo, getting the stuffing kicked out of it by a kangaroo. The dog on the left doesn't seem to mind, but look up, there's a lemur. A ruffed lemur just trying to hold on to the rope, and that's not getting easier. Then, a ring-tailed lemur sidles into the scene, just kind of checking things out. Suffice to say, there's a lot going on here. What makes sense is that it's all happening at the Exotic Animal Experience in Orlando, Florida. The lemurs were like, "Hey, Roo, lemur alone. What you're doing is kangaroo. You're leaving that toy in hippo-critical condition." The dog seemed a little hounded by all the activity, showing some signs of animalaise, but I guess when you live in a zoo, it's anything but a dog's life. I'm Carl Azuz. We hope your weekend is filled with fun and maybe some random entertainment.